Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We are here to qualify for what will be the halfway point of the season here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Later on today, again, qualifying in the race on the same day here on this Saturday morning in Las Vegas, Nevada. Should be a fun race, and it's going to be a bit longer than what we saw last week at Charlotte, so more time for things to go wrong for Blaine Keys. Which, things did go wrong for Blaine Keys when the Wawa Cup Series came here back in March, so we'll have to see how that ends up shaking out. But Blaine Keys, the big story, of course, coming into this weekend. 2 straight wins, 3 straight poles here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, and Team Velocitar as a whole has not lost a race since Watkins Glen with Igor Barreto. And that team is definitely the team to watch out for, the team to beat both of their drivers here in Group A in this qualifying session. Both Blaine Keys, of course, the points leader, and Ludovic Charette, 15th in points coming into this race. There is Blaine Keys in the 1, who it's going to be hard for him to lose this race, I feel like, especially if he gets a pole position here. If he gets into that Fast 6, he is just clearly one of the fastest trucks that we've got here on the circuit right now. But he's got to make it into that Fast 6. We'll have to see if that ends up happening for him here in Group A of qualifying at Las Vegas. Of course, Blaine led every single lap on Friday night at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Last Friday night, I should say, not yesterday. He did not have the best of runs yesterday in the Body Armor Pro Series race. It was Dylan Matthews who got that race victory last night. Congratulations to her again on that one. And no surprise, Blaine Keys holds the fastest time right now in the 1. Of course, top 3 make it on to the Fast 6, and then we go for the pole from there. And Blaine will not improve his time. Oh, he will. Never mind, he will. And he's got 6/10 on everyone so far, including Laura Chung right there in the 4 machine. Roberto Crown Jr. is a driver who has had a lot of success as of late in qualifying, but currently in the 6th position right now for them. And yeah, Andrew Williams, who is currently in that Fast 6 position right now. Good quick time for the 11 truck. I think the second laps are definitely where we're seeing these guys really find the speed. Bruno Diacomo up to 3rd, but once we get second laps out of certain drivers here, I think we're going to see get at least a little bit closer to Blaine. But Blaine had a great advantage there, just being out there all by himself. Ludovic Charette, you have to get out there on the racetrack. We'll have to see what she can do. She really needs a rebound. She did not have a good run at Charlotte. Was just kind of there the whole night, and definitely taking a back seat there to what Blaine has done this season at Velocitar. However, Ludovic did get that win in Michigan, so she does already have a win. But of all the drivers, Fitzwater is a notch below her in points, but she is second lowest of all the drivers who have gone to victory lane this season. It has not been a good season for Ludovic Charette's standards, at least, coming into this one. Well, how about Blaine Keys? How about Aaron Abel? Not a surprise. Aaron Abel has had a very strong season so far. Didn't have the best runs last week at Charlotte, but he does come into this race in 13th in the point standings, so he's got a good, solid run going right now. He's had some good runs here for this Angel Mafia Motorsports team. And Aaron Abel's definitely a driver to watch out for. He's never won a race in the Truck Series before, but he has been very strong in this series throughout his 3 seasons that he has run so far. And he is now 2nd quickest here in Group A, but nobody, not a soul, is closing in on Blaine Keys to that top spot. And all he's got to do is get top 3 to make it into the Fast 6, and he got that lap right away. Got that pull off of Laura Chung ahead of him, too. It was a perfect storm for him right there to get that time in. Now the big question is, will he have the time going into the Fast 6? Because more likely than not, he'll be in there. Aaron Abel, Andrew Williams. Andrew Williams is the defending race winner here in Las Vegas. Andrew got the win a year ago, and this race was in December earlier this year, lining up with the real-life Las Vegas weekend. So we're here in the middle of the season now in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. And definitely a very interesting point in the season as well, because Blaine Keys coming into this race 29 points ahead. Could very well just pull away with this championship if he has another performance like it looks like he's about to have here. Blaine's looking for 4 poles in a row, by the way, which is very likely based on what we're seeing right here. You know, I can't write it down quite yet, but this one machine, this driver, and this team is just the perfect combination. And just imagine if Blaine Keys was going to Gradden Autosport in the Walla Walla Cup Series next year. That's what you'd be seeing over there. But he's with Pacific Racing, a little bit of a different organization over there. We'll have to see what he does once that season starts here in a couple of months. And yes, a couple of months. Well, about 3 months. A little bit more than 3 months. We'll be in New Smyrna for the Smooth Fest. A little bit over 3 months. But hey, that won't take too long to get there. We're already halfway through the season once we're done later on today with this DraftKings High Roller 400K. So, it's been a quick season so far, and it's only going to get quicker here, especially if you're Blaine Keys on the one machine. I feel like these guys really have the hold on the field, but still, a lot of time left, a lot of interesting races coming up as well. Got some short tracks coming up on the schedule. That will definitely shake some things up, and who knows how today's race is going to go down. Doesn't necessarily mean that Blaine Keys, even if he wins the pole, that he'll win the race later on today as well. But he's going to be going for the pole along with Aaron Abel and Andrew Williams. And I know Andrew loves to see that. It's the second Fast Six of the season. Of course, he's defending race winner here in Las Vegas, so you know he's going to be going for it. Ludovic Charette, she'll start in the 7th position. Bryce Egan will start in 9th. Rogel Dorn will start 11th. Jack Haas will start 13th. Bruno Diacomo will start in 15th. Duncan Ward will start 17th. Laura Chung will start 19th. Jesse Turner will start 21st. Corey Case will start 23rd. Leonard Kochmer will start 25th. Not a good start for Kochmer there, who's 3rd in points, by the way. Roberto Crown Jr. will start 27th. Avery Alford will start 29th. Joe Rakowski will start 31st. Skylar Taylor will start 33rd. And Christian Vargas will start 35th. Let's go ahead, get the Group B. See who joins Blaine Keys, Aaron Abel, and Andrew Williams for the Fast Six here in Las Vegas. And here we go for Group B. Who will they put up against Blaine Keys? That's the big question. Can anyone stop Blaine Keys here at Vegas? Our next race is at IRP. It's going to be a little different over there, I feel like. That's not to say that Blaine won't win that race, because, hey, Blaine won at Bristol, but enough about the Blaine talk. Let's talk about some of the other guys here in this group. Emily De Benedetti, great season for 8th in points coming into this one. 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s, leading into this race here for the 57. And she has carried Andrews Racing. Turner has yet to get a top 10 this season with this team, but De Benedetti has proven that the Andrews trucks are pretty solid. Actually, this team's been pretty good in the owner's standings, all things considered. It's really Evans Ross Racing, Team Veloster, the two teams that are really going for that owner's title at the moment. Kochmer did not get a good start in Group A there. Get a good lap, I should say, in Group A. Now, if there's anyone who can beat Blaine Keys on time, it is this guy. It is Nicholas Samedeo. And I do think that Samedeo is the best bet when it comes to someone who can beat Blaine Keys in the championship. The downside for Nicholas is this. In the rating series, so Walla Walla Cup Series, Turkey Hill Truck Series, since we began in 2023, he only has 3 wins. Only 2 of those count as points-paying wins in the rating series. And he got that one in North Wilkesboro earlier this year. He won the Winter Showdown at IRP, which, hey, watch out for him next week at IRP after what he did in that race. And then, of course, he got the win in Atlanta earlier this season. Samedeo is incredibly consistent in these rating series, but he never really finds himself in a position to win, though that has changed a little bit for him this year. But historically, Samedeo has not been a driver to really go out there and just win a bunch of races. He has gotten his good points finishes based off of consistent runs in these races. So we're looking at Blaine Keys looking for 3 in a row for the last 5, looking for his 4th straight pole. Nicholas Samedeo may have the ability to do so. He's essentially in the same truck that Blaine Keys is in. And he might be able to have something for that one machine. But I tell you what, Blaine's just lights out. We just can't stop talking about him here. He is the driver this season. It's not like there's a second driver, really. I mean, you have Samedeo, you have Kochmer and Troxel who have run well this season. But unlike in the Walla Walla Cup Series, where it was definitely Blaine and Ludovic, here, it's just Blaine. It is just Blaine. But all these guys hope that something happens to them, and they have an opportunity at this race victory. Eric Monaco, once again, you know, Monaco's been excellent in these qualifying sessions, and really unfortunate for him. You know, he's been putting in a lot more work this year than he did last year. This team has been putting in a lot more work than it did last year. I think Monaco's a better driver this season than he was last year, and the results have unfortunately not showed. He's only 104 points total coming into this race, 32nd in the standings, but he has qualified exceptionally well. He is only behind Blaine Keys, Rogaldorn, and Ludovic Charette. And those are not bad drivers to be behind in any category. And Monaco currently holds on to that last spot. It's Fitzwater and then Derek Hamill. Hamill's done an excellent job in qualifying so far. Sorry, it's Hubert. Not Fitzwater, it's Hubert. My apologies. It's the 52, not the 82. Matthew Hubert here with the fastest time. This is the truck that won this race last year when Andrew Williams was driving it, so not a surprise to see Hubert run well in this. Hubert's had a great season. He's 10th in points. He's carrying the Durrani Racing team. I feel like Durrani Racing has a much stronger truck program than they do in the Cup side, but they've got another solid driver in Hubert. Then you got Derek Hamill there in the 51 machine in second. It was an outside pole sitter at Charlotte, but Hamill's another guy who has not had the results to show for his good qualifying efforts. He is 26th in the point standings. And then you got the 28 machine of Eric Monaco. You know, I said all that I said about Nicholas Samadio, and he's 11th right now. He has not qualified well this season. He has a 17.25 average starting position. He finishes a lot better than where he runs in qualifying. And I think you can attribute that to the consistency that he has in these rating series. I think that really speaks to his style and how he runs as a driver, and it's very different than what Blaine does, because Blaine just, especially this season in the Truck Series, just goes out there and starts on pole and doesn't look back. And it's kind of hard to beat a team that consistently does that, so we'll see if there's any change here with these guys in trying to knock Blaine Keys off the pole, but there are 5 other drivers who have a shot. Hubert's going to be one of them. Derek Hamill's going to be one of them. Eric Monaco more likely will be the other one as well. Stapleton looking to start 8th, and Logan Williams, his teammate, looking to start 10th. Solid runs for the Triad guys. Oh, no! That's not what you want to do. They're going to save it, though. Great job out of those guys. Emily DeBenedetti and Caleb Rose. That was a moment of all time right there. And, you know, sometimes you just never know how it's going to be. Justin Zeidel, who was the fastest in his group last week, is the slowest here in this group. Bit of a shame there. He's going to start last for today's race. Of course, today's race, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on AG The Channel. The DraftKings High Roller 400K. Matthew Hubert, Derek Hamill, Eric Monaco. They're going to join Blaine Keys, Aaron Abel, and Andrew Williams in the Fast 6. Nathan Stapleton will start 8th. Logan Williams will start 10th. Agar Barreto will start 12th. Andrew Miller will start 14th. Thomas Troxel will start 16th. Philip Torres will start 18th. Caleb Rose will start 20th. Nicholas Samadio will start 22nd. Emily DeBenedetti will start 24th. Matthew Burnett will start 26th. Skep Silver will start 28th. Brian Webb will start 30th. Zachary Fitzwater will start 32nd. LJ Sameta will start 34th. And Justin Zeidel will start in the 36th and final position later on today. Let's see who wins the pole. We got the Fast 6 here from Las Vegas. Eric Monaco going to be the first driver out there in the 28. And here is Eric Monaco on the number 28 machine. And we've said his name quite a bit this season in these Fast 6 shootouts. It's a shame for him that he's not been able to really execute it in the race. But he's got a fast truck, and he is a great driver. And that has definitely shown here in these qualifying sessions so far this year. Of course, Eric Monaco probably reeling just a little bit from Thursday night, losing out on the HERS Elimination Series Championship. Very fascinating racing. You know, we may see, once again, a very similar race to what we saw the past couple of nights over there at Atlanta. There's a lot of grip on this track, even though it is, out in the sunshine. Still a lot of grip on this racetrack, and it is difficult to really get alongside. That middle lane is the preferred line here at Las Vegas, not the inside, but you can get the inside lane to work. So, very difficult track to maneuver in terms of moving your way through the field. So that's why qualifying is as important as it is here. 166 as a minimum there for Eric Monaco. A little wide off the corner, but nothing too crazy. And he'll set the benchmark here with a 30.873. Solid time there for Eric Monaco in the 28 machine. And here is last year's DraftKings High Roller 400K champion. It's Andrew Williams. Last year was driving for Durrani Racing when he got this race victory, and it was late in the season as well, so you know Andrew had a good car and a good driver mentality going into this one. Well, he's hoping for more of the same here. It has not been a good season for Andrew and this Broke Boys Garage team, and I say that, and Andrew Williams there, 27th in the championship standings, so definitely a rough patch for this team, and, you know, halfway through the season, I'm sure Andrew was hoping he'd be much higher in the points than he currently is, but to his credit, he's better than his brother right now. Sorry that Logan's catching strays right there with that, but I had to. I know that the other always wants to beat the other in that scenario. Andrew Williams going to go 166 through the corner, a little bit lower, I think, than what Eric Monaco had. It's definitely a momentum-based racetrack. You really don't slow down too much compared to the fast times you're going. Andrew Williams trying to hold on to a solid time right there. He barely tapped 165. I think that's going to be close with Monaco, but I think it might be a touch faster. And I'm wrong about that. He's actually below Monaco, 30.911, so not exactly what Andrew was hoping for right there, but nonetheless, he will start top 6, and will have a good shot, I think, at winning this race if he's got a good truck. Here's our third driver in line, Derek Hamill, who has been in a few of these Fast 6 shootouts so far this year, including last week at Charlotte, where he qualified outside pole to Blaine Keys. And never was ahead of him in that race. No one was ahead of Blaine Keys last week. You know, you are very, very good when I can't stop mentioning you. Blaine has been mentioned essentially every minute that we've been doing this. But Derek is one of those guys who can beat him in this qualifying session. We'll have to see if that ends up being the case for him or not. But he does essentially have the same truck that Blaine Keys is driving. We'll have to see what Hamill can do. 172 across the line. Going through turns 1 and 2. A little bit lower, even lower there, but kind of moving up in the middle of the corner. 165 there for Derek Hamill. Not quite what he needed right there. But trying to carry the speed through 3 and 4. And I think this is going to be a touch faster than Monaco. These guys are really close to each other here today. No, wow, even slower right there. He had a bad 1 and 2. That's what really did him in right there. 30.946 for Derek Hamill. So Monaco's still the quickest here. We've got ourselves 3 more drivers left. Aaron Abel is next in line here in Las Vegas. And Aaron Abel next in line. This is his first Fast 6 of the season. And then we'll also have Hubert coming up. That's going to be his first Fast 6 of the season as well. So great job of both of these drivers, and not much of a surprise either, because both of these drivers have been quietly running very strong this season. And Aaron Abel's a driver who can definitely pull it off. Heck, Aaron Abel was the team owner for Blaine Keys in the Wall Cup Series this season. He gave Blaine Keys 6 wins in that car. And he's going to try to beat his what is now former driver. Not technically, you know, we still got ourselves those invitational races, so he'll still be driving for Racing Motorsports these last 3 invitational races we've got coming up. Next week we've got one from Nelson Ledges. That's going to be a lot of fun in northeastern Ohio. And here we go, Aaron Abel, the Racing Motorsports owner over in the Wall Cup Series. And while we haven't talked too much about him this season, I feel like he's a driver who could sneak a win if things go a certain way, especially at a track like Talladega. I think that definitely could be a good opportunity for him, but Blaine's not going to win every single race until the end of the season. Pretty solid there, but he's a little wide. This may be the fastest time we've seen so far. That was a good lap for Aaron Abel. Will it be enough to beat Eric Monaco? It will not. Just below Andrew Williams, he is 3rd quickest. Monaco still holds on to the fastest time here, and there are only 2 drivers left in Matthew Hubert and Blaine Keys. And Matthew Hubert, next driver in line. This is his first Fast 6 of the season. But just like Aaron Abel, another driver who has been running very consistent and very strong. Top 10 in points right now for Matthew Hubert here for Durrani Racing. And has been carrying this team. just like Andrew Williams did last year. And the common factor, the common denominator on the other side of that is Andrew Miller. And as very good friends with him, I can make fun of him for that. It's not Durrani's fault. And Matthew Hubert, of course, a very solid driver. Still has yet to get a win in a rating series, though he has gotten a couple over in the elimination series. Though he didn't quite get that championship on Thursday night over there. Ooh, a bit slower than he'd like to be through that corner. He hit 164. Some of these other guys minimized at 166 off the exit of turn number 1 right there. Hubert's going to really have to dive it in here. And he's a bit wide. He's going to hit 165. This is probably going to be the slowest time we've seen. So it's going to either be Eric Monaco or Blaine Keys. Wow, 31-1 there. That is quite a bit off the pace compared to what we've seen. Maybe not that much, but still over 31 seconds right there from Matthew Hubert. Not exactly what he was hoping for, but still going to be at least a top 6 start here for Las Vegas later on today. And here we go. Blaine Keys. Darth Vader. That's what it feels like for some of these guys, I think. No one except Blaine Keys wants to see him win the pole here, but it's a good chance he's going to do it here. It's got to be a 30.873 that was set by Eric Monaco. It's either going to be Monaco or Keys winning the pole for today's race. First 1 p.m. Eastern Time right here on AG the channel with the DraftKings High Roller 400K. And Keys across the line, 171, 172. See how much speed he can carry into the corner right here. Oh, he's definitely got a lot of speed there up on that higher level. But he is going a little wide, but he's going to keep that speed going down the backstretch. Minimized to 167. That was some good speed out of Blaine right there. 167 again through the corner, 166. This is similar to what Monaco did, but I think Keys has a bit more speed, and once again, Blaine Keys is going to start on the pole for a Turkey Hill Truck Series race. That is his 4th straight pole here this season. Absolute dominance in qualifying. Will it continue in the race later today? That is the big question. Let's go ahead, debrief, and show you guys the starting lineup for the DraftKings High Roller 400K. Well, once again, this is the 4th week we've had this here for Blaine Keys. He is your pole sitter. And keep in mind, too, he gets a bonus point each time he wins a pole, too. So that's just going to extend his points lead even more going into the race later today. Blaine Keys, Eric Monaco, row 1. Andrew Williams, Aaron Abel in row 2. Derek Campbell and Matthew Hubert in row 3. Ladovic Charette, Nathan Stapleton in row 4. Bryce Egan and Logan Williams in row 5. Rogaldorn and Igor Barreto in row 6, Jack Haas, Andrew Miller in row 7, Bruno Diacomo and Thomas Troxel in row 8, Duncan Ward and Philip Torres in row 9, Laura Chung and Caleb Rose in row 10, Jesse Turner, Nicholas Samidio in row 11, Corey Case and Emily DeBenedetti in row 12, Leonard Kochmer, Matthew Burnett in row 13, Roberto Crown Jr. and Skep Silver in row 14, Avery Alford, Brian Webb row 15, Joe Rutkowski, Zachary Fitzwater, row 16, Skylar Taylor, LJ Sameta, row 17, Christian Vargas, Justin Zeidel in row 18. When am I to get the Blaine Keys? Find out later today, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on AG the channel, in the DraftKings High Roller 400K here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I will see you guys later.